What is up? Oh, Jay, how did you end up over there? We're gonna move you back over.
We need to go back to
what is up, everybody? Welcome back to Button Mashing. It has been a minute. We've been away for a while. We had some backup episodes that aired, and then a couple weeks without. But we have good reason. Jay, both you and myself, we had a chance to be on the Gaggle of Geeks, Patrick Beatty show there. We did few things actually, right? We started out. You'll kind of notice we went through our Arkham phase where we did all of the Batman games, or at least most of them, the ones that count, the ones that matter, and then we had the chance to live commentate Man of Steel and Batman vs Superman, the extended cuts. Yeah. So tell us about it. What did we do, Jay?
Well, let's see here. I think both times. No. When we watched the movies, I was all over the place. I think we mostly were. It was pretty cool. I mean, trying to make sure that we were still updated with the timestamps and all the good stuff. It was quite fun. We really did go through. Pretty much it felt like a hate fest, like all the things it felt like all
it
the
got
things
bad.
It felt like all the things we hated we just pointed out, and then like I think I was like one of maybe three of us that pointed out this was an okay thing, and then everyone's like, yeah, I guess I could say that, but
yeah, okay, we can understand where you're coming from.
It was more of a hate fest, bro.
It was. But ultimately,
especially Man of Steel.
Yeah, it got rough, but we did the Man of Steel and Batman vs Superman commentaries, and then we led into after the Snyder Cut release, we were able to go on live with Patrick and discuss the Snyder Cut. Now, obviously, I'm trying to push you guys towards joining the Patreon, which is where the commentators episodes are, and towards Patrick's show. Go join that. But ultimately, Jay, what did you think of the Snyder Cut? What are your thoughts?
Absolutely fucking brilliant.
Yeah,
I was not bored. I got over the aspect ratio because that seems to be on everybody's topic on everybody.
Yes.
No matter
we've talked about it a few times.
Yeah. No matter what reviewer you're looking at, that's all you're looking at is everyone talking about, why is it like this? Well, I'm gonna tell you why. Because he brought back nostalgia. I remember watching 4:3 ratio when I was in elementary school, and I'm 34 years old. That was in the fucking 90s, bro. So I enjoyed it. I enjoyed every little bit of it. I liked the breakdown. I liked the movie within the movie, if that makes sense, because that's exactly what it felt like. It felt like a movie within a movie, and it was very, very nice. There is one thing, though, I wish they could have somewhat kept from the Josh Wheat thing, and I didn't voice this out on Button Mashing.
All right, we have an exclusive here, guys. Go ahead, Jay.
Yeah.
What do you got for us?
At the end of the Josh Whedon movie, when they showed Cyborg and his dad, that was at this point, spoiler alert.
Oh wait, let's go ahead and throw that on up here. Oh no! Guess
Wrong
what?
One. You have to
they haven't updated them yet. Here, wait a moment. We're not prepared. Spoilers. Okay, let's scroll that across the bottom. Actually, let's keep this very light on the spoilers, though. So we got.
I am. I'm
all right. Go ahead. Go ahead. What's our spoilers here for the Snyder Cut?
I think what they should have done was like at the end with Cyborg, how they smoothed out his metal, throughout his body, instead of keeping it looking like tinfoil. That's the only thing, because I mean, at this point, you've already evolved, so you might as well just go ahead and evolve it into something a little bit more smoother. Snyder Cut, I mean, Whedon vision or whatever you want to call it. That was way smoother, and I think
agree.
I wish they could have stayed with that just a tad bit.
Mm-hmm.
I understand why he didn't. It wasn't part of his vision for him to not look like that, but I did really kind of enjoy that little aspect of Josh Whedon's
I get
Justice
that.
League.
I get that. When it comes to the overall look and the arc, I mean, Cyborg was really the biggest change between the two. Here we can go ahead and take these off here at this point. I think, yeah, we're beyond that. Yeah, Cyborg was, I mean, whether it be look, backstory, arc, whatever it is, the strongest character of the show really became Cyborg. It never should have been cut. Like, let's be honest here. So I loved it. It's honestly one of my favorite superhero movies to come out. I thought it was fun. I didn't get to voice this. We'll get another exclusive here. So and Val made a great point that it would have been better in 3 different sections. Again, go check out the episode. But that it'd be better in 3 different movies. I would have to play into that. I actually really liked that it was sectioned off. Way more digestible by them breaking it into the different parts, having 6 parts and an epilogue, I think is what it is.
Right.
It made it so much more digestible, so you can sit through those 4 hours without needing too much. You have an easy stopping point if you need a break or whatever else. So I absolutely loved it though, for my own reasons, just the overall funness to it, I guess. It was much needed for the DC universe, so I really enjoyed it. But yeah, that's kind of where we've been. A quick little update on kind of where we're at, why we haven't had a real live episode.
We were working with our producer on his show.
Yes, we always want to make sure Patrick's show gets a little boost, and it was fun. I mean, definitely go check it out if you get the opportunity. So, but a couple things here. So before we started out, I of course asked you our question. I was hoping you'd be able to give us a great answer here, Jay, because you always have great answers.
Thanks.
So, if you could live in any open world RPG world, any land, which would you live in? Even if it meant that you were a kind of an NPC type status, you didn't have any abilities, you just lived in this world. Which world would you choose?
Mass Effect.
Mass Effect. Why is that?
Because Shepard's the shit. I mean,
just want to go hang out with Shepard.
No. Here's the thing. It's so futuristic. It could, to me, when I look at video games like that, it brings out the what if for the future, and I think Mass Effect is on the right track for that. I look at it purely in depth as like, hey, maybe we can be. There are other races out there. Maybe Colt 45 actually did a good thing by making the Space Force. I don't fucking know. I'm just a guy. And yes, I referred to him as Colt 45.
You're good. I think enough people will get it.
Right. So and big shout out to Steve Carell, because that show on Netflix is hilarious. So if you ever get a chance to watch Space Force on Netflix, please watch it. It is very funny. But yes, I would choose Mass Effect just because the different races, the life could possibly be like that, and not to mention sometimes I dream that I am Shepard.
I can't say I blame you for that. There's nothing wrong, nothing wrong with that.
Actually, I wouldn't say Shepard. I would more say Joker.
Okay.
Because he's a pilot, so he's the one who's flying, everywhere. You know what I mean? He might not be going out on the missions or anything like that, but he's the system navigator. He's the one that says, okay, we can go here, and I'll make sure we get there safely. Like that's kind of what I would want to see myself in.
Good answer. Great answer, Jay. Very nice. I see, and I think I really do find it funny that that's the direction you go, because you're like, I want to go futuristic, and I'm like, you know what? I'm gonna pull the cop out answer and go, I would actually go back to Assassin's Creed Valhalla world. I would, because it is, in my mind, just close enough to our real world. Because I mean, that's essentially based off of, you know. So yeah, it's kind of a cop out, but like also, who wouldn't want to go? Who wouldn't burn things down? Like, why would you? I know I have a weird fascination too. It's a real cop out answer for so many reasons. But me going back in time specifically because it is back in time, and you forward specifically because it's forward, I just makes me giggle. All right.
Perfect. So, not to mention, speaking of Assassin's Creed Valhalla, wasn't there a patch update that came out?
Yeah, we're gonna get into that. In fact, we can actually go ahead and jump into Valhalla and do that first. So basically, what we're gonna be doing today, guys, it's been a few weeks since we've actually sat down and had real updates for you. What's happened in the week? I know that we're not live right this moment. We're working on that, but
we're working on that. We're working on
it. But we haven't had any updates. We haven't talked about the new things coming up. We've only done the backup episodes. So we wanted to break a few things down for you. We'll start with Valhalla because I bring that up. So we have the Ostara festival happening right now, kind of the biggest part of this update. So I wanted to go over with you guys because this is I found it kind of interesting, the name that they chose and whatever else. So first off, the event is going to last 3 weeks. It's the same as kind of your last challenge set. You get the tokens through different challenges or whatever else, playing games.
That sounds like Destiny.
Very similar. I just barely got back, so I've been I had to reset my game. I know we kind of talked I've mentioned it before. I reset my game back because of how broken this game really was. Lost everything, and because of that, I finished off. Pretty much, I reset the game completely. I had to. It was so broken.
Oh,
that is how far. Like, I'm like, you know what? I take that back. That is how early on the game broke. It was more worth it to restart the game than it was to try to reset my game progress because it was but nonetheless, I just barely got back to town and I have not had a chance to really play these games. I don't really know much about them. Haven't had a chance to play, but it does feel very similar to the last update where you had to go kind of person to person drinking or whatever it may be is kind of what it looks like. Now, Jay, have you had a chance to play this at all? The update?
No, I have not. I've just read about it. I've been keeping up with other YouTubers who have been playing. So.
Fair. I was hoping I finally got my setup to finally stream it for everybody, but we're a minute away from being able to do that. So, but I did want to break down. Okay, so Ostara. Let's actually talk about what that is for a moment. So Ostara is one of 3 pagan festivals, all about the springtime. Ostara specifically started out in if you look at like Old English, it's spelled Aster. Well, so essentially, if you look at the name Aster versus other holidays, so Aster is what became Christianity's Easter. Right. This is just celebrating life renewed. It has to do with the solstice and just winter turning to spring, and of course Christianity took it over because God forbid they have their own holidays, but nonetheless, just kind of a little backstory. It's really just celebrating the solstice and things becoming renewed, life renewing itself. It is a free event as far as I can tell. They've also announced the Druid update, which will be coming next month. That one is a part of the season pass, so kind of wanted to just separate those. Also with this, though, okay, so we've kind of talked about, as I knock things over, we've kind of talked about the event itself, kind of how they're playing it again. But one of the coolest things that they've done, they actually added new skills, and I thought this was interesting because one of the skills that they already had in the game was the auto loot feature. If you melee someone to kill them, you auto loot. Now they have your Raven that will auto loot for you on ranged attacks. So essentially, you no longer have to loot anything if you play your cards right. So
that's crazy.
They added a few other abilities as well, but that's kind of the one that really stood out to me. But Here's the interesting part, and I think this really just speaks to how broken the game is. Sorry, I'm not. I'll let you kind of do your thing there, Jay. I'll just rant for a moment. I apologize because they released this update and almost immediately had to roll it back again because of how broken it was. It was causing crashing. It was so broken, and it's
so it was like just, Cyberpunk.
Yes. Well, I mean, honestly, it was very similar. If you guys recall our original Valhalla episode, it was so buggy to begin with, and they've had to release so many patches. This is just another setback, right?
Yeah, because you said you could move past a certain point, correct? Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So essentially, what happened? I got Oxenfordshire, whatever. I got that one taken care of. Moved on, did some of the side quests. When I came back, finally tried to do the main event again. It wouldn't. It basically registered that East Anglia, which I hadn't done in 3 maps, hadn't been completed, but I didn't have an option to complete it. So it was like stuck in this catch where I had no further. I had to complete East Anglia, but East Anglia was not completable. That's the sort of thing we're dealing with again, though. Like, it feels like we just continue to get this. It's just over and over again with these updates that are not really adding that much to the game except for more paid content. And even those are broken. Like, just get it together. You know, that's kind of my take. So, I know you haven't had a chance to play much, but what would entice you in these updates to really come back to this game and play this game more?
Actually, to believe it or not, it would just be money. And on top of that, I would have to finish the other games that I've started. Like I should be technically, and shout out to my friends over at Chasm. I should be playing games with them on, Call of Duty, and I should be playing with them, but I've been
Thanks for letting me sell them, guys.
Yeah,
appreciate it.
I've been not today. No, not today. Mostly on Friday, Saturdays.
All right, you should be streaming that for us so we can all.
I should be, and I put out, and this actually I'll just segue this, okay, into my whole little J segment, okay. But I actually, that's one of the main reasons why I haven't really been, streaming, is because I only have this laptop and my GPU is not very proficient. When I try to have the Elgato hooked up to it, it either doesn't show up on the screen or it does show up on the screen, but it's choppy. And plus, I have an i3 core processor, so I already have the lowest of the low. This thing already costs $300. So you get what you get what you pay for. That still doesn't mean that I can't use my PlayStation, to do all this stuff.
We'd love to watch you. I mean, you were telling us you just you were playing Destiny 2 before recording with us here. So like, I mean, I would love to watch you stream, and I'm sure most everybody out there at this point is feeling the same way. Jay, we love you and want to see more of your content. So if you ever get the chance, but nonetheless, I digress. Sorry, we get distracted.
Yeah. So,
Jay.
So that's the reason why Jay the Gaming Dad has not been up, and plus I changed the name to the channel. So from now on, after this episode, no matter if you see me on Gaggle of Geeks or if you see me on Button Mashing, it will be Jay the Gaming Dad.
Beautiful. So, we will we'll have to update all of our stuff here to recognize that, because that's fantastic.
I'm super happy with it. It sounds a lot better. It has like a more relatable feel. And I, especially for those who are dads that are gaming, so that's what I'm going for. So that's my special announcement.
Y'all heard it here first. Jay is updating his channel. We have it all conglomerated, and I want to say we're bringing you into the Gaggle of Geeks fold as well with your own stuff here. I believe we're working on something anyway, but big announcement on. Yeah, we'll get there. But speaking of other updates, and this is one that you kind of mentioned as well, wanting to talk about, Cyberpunk also got an update.
Yes, it did. Finally, the March update finally came out.
All right, so tell us about the update, Jay. What do you have on it?
pretty much from what I've read, from what I've seen through other reviewers and everything that's been posted online, it was the update that was definitely needed. And it was one of those updates that shouldn't have even been an update. It should have been included before game release. But, you know, as they pushed everything out and blah, 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 I have heard nothing but great things come from that. I've seen people playing it on, you know, I have PS4, so whenever I'm online and I see people playing it, I'm like, oh, okay, so they're doing that. And and I tell them to, you know, come to me and let me know what's actually going on in the game. Is it buggy, you know, so that, you know, when it comes to button mashing, we can report it. So, you know, because I rather get it from the actual people who are actually playing it, you know, because I don't have the game. And the only reason why, again, I don't have the game is because I didn't have the money. Well, at the time, I didn't have the money, but I also have so many other games on my plate. Destiny 2,
how do you have the
Duty, Marvel's Avengers.
I know that's
Dragon Ball.
Another
one that I have to add to that list is Dragon Ball Z Kakarot. So I have all these games that I have to try to finish playing, beat, do a review on for my own content, as well as button mashing. And I might just, you know, I might just, you know, there'll be something in the works, but I might want to just bring whatever I review onto here in my own little segment, button mashing. On the weekdays though, so not like what we're doing right now, but kind of like on the weekdays. So I don't know, we'll talk about that later. But
it is what it is.
There are so many things I need to finish. I even still have Need for Speed Heat to play, and I'm almost done with that, you know. And I've had that game for almost a year and a half, and I haven't finished it yet. Between work, school, other games, do I feel like it depends on the mood though. Do you really feel like doing, you know, first person shooter, or do you feel like doing storyline? Do you feel like driving, you know? Do you feel like doing RPG MMO? Like, what is it like? What are you in the mood for? You know what I mean?
I get that.
Oh wow, I did that so weird. It looked like I was tickling someone.
It is what it is. All right, so but I mean, ultimately with this patch, let's, you know, kind of bring us back a little bit here. So a couple things with it. One, they actually, the announcement for the patch and kind of what was going on with it all came in game. It was an in-game bulletin. So I'm thinking about some of the cool things they've done with video games lately. So like Fortnite with all of their live events, and they've done concerts, they've done season ending, season beginning things, whatever else. You have this live bulletin that came from, you know, about the game, updates on the game, whatever else, real-time stuff, really. It's so interesting to me to see where we came from. Like, you look at games that at one point you have your, like 64s, for example, where you have what is on the cartridge is what you get, right? There's no DLC, there's no, like, you have your cheats or whatever, but there's no DLC, there's nothing more. And now we're in this world where they can just say, hey, by the way, guess what's coming? We have your update in game live with people just standing there watching, and no one really notices that. It's like no one thinks about, like, someone is sending this to us right now, like as I am playing. It's just insane to me, and I don't know why that I thought that was so interesting.
I actually think that's kind of cool that they do that though too, because it in a sense, when I look at Cyberpunk 2077, and like every night I've been watching Ghost in the Shell standalone complex, it's kind of what it reminds me of. It reminds me of the Ghost in the Machine. You know,
kind of that futuristic, like, that's
the vibe that I get from Cyberpunk 2077. It reminds me so much of Ghost in the Shell. It's great. It's real great.
I would not disagree with that at all. Like, absolutely. So with this update, we're getting a couple things. So longer police respawn times. It used to be that they'd show up pretty instantaneously, really took people out of the game. So they are pulling that back and to make it a little bit longer. They're fixing frame rates that so while driving, apparently the frame rates were off, which was causing twitchiness while driving.
That is true too.
A few other things as well, but ultimately the way that they broke it down, they did a few hot fixes. I want to say 4 or 5 hot fixes, and then this is their first real big update since the game released, other than those hot fixes. So really excited to see where it takes us. I feel like this is the first step, but how much further do you, based off what you have seen, Jay, how much further do you think this game has to go before it's viable on, say, the PlayStation?
Well, you have to remember, it kind of has that Ubisoft Division vibe to it. It's gonna take a while before it gets good.
Okay.
Yeah,
it's gonna take
a minute. It's gotta take a minute because if it doesn't, and they just keep rushing all this shit out, they're just gonna lose most of their player base. And quite frankly, I don't want to be part of the people out there who haven't even played the game but don't want to play it because they know how buggy it is. You know what I mean? Like, I'd rather them just take their time and do what they need to do and let God take its course. But
I get that.
That's just one man's opinion, as Young Yai would say. So
I'm with you there. I would hope that at some point we're getting a full No Man's Sky situation where it comes out to be a completely different game, without being a different game. Really up the ante a little bit with it. Really hoping that they can get there. I don't think it's quite there yet where I'm ready to make the purchase, but it feels like they are still trying, which is really nice.
Right. I mean, they're trying to give the people the money that they deserve. And you know what? Maybe we should do an episode on that, and we should have Chaz on, because Chaz
would love to be on that one.
He would love to dissect this, and I think that since he actually had the chance to play.
Yeah, let's set something up with Chaz, and we'll make some plans real time. But for now, moving on beyond just Cyberpunk, because we have quite a bit to get through. There's been a lot happening here. Gotham Knights has officially been pushed back to 2022. Not that I didn't see it coming, but at this point, all of our most anticipated games of the year are just gone. Like, we're not getting anything. It's so hard to keep up a show like this when all of the video games that you were supposed to play to make it happen are just dropping like flies.
You know what? You know, when you told me that earlier today, I felt like Mr. Garvey from Key and Peele, and I'm just like, son of a bitch.
Yes!
Like,
you done fucked up, Aaron!
Yeah, exactly. Like, that's how angry I am. But I understand why they had to push it back.
I get it.
They're doing the responsible approach, and they're giving themselves the time it needs to make sure everything goes smooth. At this point in time, because I was watching another YouTuber, Young Ye, if you've ever seen him, make sure you watch him. It's where I get most of my video game reviews and stuff like that. All the information that I need on a daily basis for video games he's my primary source. That and Paul Tossi from Forbes magazine. But he said that when you take your time doing something, at this point, next gen consoles are not next gen consoles. They are the current consoles. Like, I'm playing on a PS4, so that's last, that's last console, last generation console for me.
Yeah, it's weird to think about, but absolutely it is. Like, that's what we're all running right now.
Right now, with the shortage of everything, which is another reason why I don't have a PlayStation 5 sitting here or an Xbox Series X sitting here.
I've yet to find one on sale. I'm not even kidding. I have yet to see one on sale.
Man.
At least PS5. I've seen a few Xboxes. I've gotten, but
same.
Never seen a PS5 on sale. Anyway, sorry, I don't mean to interrupt. Go ahead, Jay.
Well, I mean, it's the truth though, because that's what I mean. Like, it's that damn short, Nate. Like, you can't find it anywhere. And it's sad that we can't find them anywhere.
Yep. I'm not saying I'd have spent my stimmy on it. But I had a stimmy.
Right.
And I had a stimmy.
Right. when you have games that are supposed to be coming out next gen, but not everybody has the next gen to play them, you kind of have to reevaluate your situation. In this instance, I think that's exactly what Gotham, the crew from Gotham Knights was thinking in pushing it back. On top of that, if it does come out and people still don't have it, at least they're prepared with the renderings of the previous generation of console, so people can still have the opportunity to play it.
Hopefully.
So hopefully by then, shit, I should have both.
Right? My biggest worry is that we're not going to have them yet. We're not going to be able to get those next gen, current gen, whatever you want to, we're not going to be able to get those yet. And we're sitting here with all these games coming out, and unless you have a PC, you're pretty much screwed because they're not going to release it on the PS4 anymore. And I really hope that they have a long layover time between when they stop manufacturing games for the PS4. But yeah, that's kind of my biggest worry right now, is that they're going to just kind of drop the PS4 altogether and we're going to be without. But I don't, did we mention by any chance, I don't think we brought it up on the show yet, the PSVR 2.0, basically. We have
actually we did.
Did we bring that up? Fantastic. All right.
Me, you and Nate talked about that.
Perfect.
The last time all three of us were together.
So, all right, perfect. So I mean, yeah, it sucks, but it is what it is. Let's get the game right. 2021 is just kind of a disappointment of a year, and that's all right. We will survive. It's not a problem. NCAA football. Did you ever have a chance to play the NCAA football games there, Jay?
I did not, and the only reason why I haven't is because that is an EA property.
I get that.
I'm right now. I'm with the rest of the world who is doing the EA gate. So,
I am very interested in seeing how they do it. But they have officially announced NCAA football is back. It is in partnership with ESPN. So that's the main reason why I'm actually a little bit hopeful about this game. Is it's not just EA. Like, as much as it is EA, it's not just EA in on this one. So I'm really hoping that it is completely revamped. They have to be very careful with player names and whatever else so they don't get more lawsuits like they did last time, which really shut everything down. But I still have somewhere, I really don't remember, I don't know where it is, but I still have my Brian Johnson, University of Utah PS3 NCAA cover. I still have my game somewhere, and I'm really excited to breaking it out again here before the next release. So, yeah, it kind of covers the updates really when it comes to the minor. I don't even want to say minor ones, but let's talk the big one, Jay. The big announcement coming out, and we have Xbox that finally acquired Bethesda.
Yes.
Like if I had my Stream Deck going, we could get the party noise going. What do you think? What do you think of this merger?
I think it's a good thing.
Okay. Why? What are you looking for?
To me, I see it being a good thing in the console wars type deal. It's just like when you look at Insignia. Insomniac with the Marvel Spider-Man. That's exclusively for PlayStation. Insomniac does that quite a bit.
Oh yeah.
When it comes to PlayStation, they just have a really great working relationship, and it just works out for them. That's fine. But what about Xbox? Is Xbox going to have that? What the fuck is EA Play all the time? You know what I mean? Like, I get tired of that. I canceled my EA Play because I was over everything EA. The only other game that I will get that's Need for Speed and Mass Effect, which Mass Effect is coming out very soon, I believe.
Very soon. We're like,
I am so anticipating it coming. Because see, that's another game I have to add to the list, but that is one game I'm definitely going to get. But it is a good thing.
Oh yeah.
Microsoft really needed this deal. And not to mention, I like the fact that they now have exclusivity. They have
the choice.
exclusivity. They have the choice to sit there and say, no, we don't want to use it for this title, but we'll use that for this title, or
and yeah,
this, that, and the next thing. They can push things back the way they wanted to without getting the short end of the stick. Now, this is definitely a war, because when you think about it, you're like, okay, you want to play Elder Scrolls Online, but that's a Bethesda thing. You know, and it's only exclusive to Xbox. You got to get an Xbox to play that. And
I think it is important to keep in mind here, though, they have announced that they don't intend to keep all of their games as exclusive titles. They have announced that they plan to make all of the games, because I mean, ultimately, you got to think, even though Xbox is the one making the vast money off of Bethesda Studios, like if Xbox can pull some money from PlayStation, why in the would you not pull money from PlayStation? Like, it does not.
They've been leading this charge for since PS2. Since PS2, like not PlayStation 1, PlayStation 2 going up against Xbox.
See, and I think the biggest thing that a lot of people have said is Sony has way better exclusives. Sony has the exclusives. Sony has the exclusives. And I think that this really puts them, the more that they buy, this really puts them at that advantage of, okay, now they are, like you said, they're getting those exclusives. They're getting their own. I mean, you got Halo and Gears, but yeah, you know?
Yeah, exactly. But that's just about it.
Okay, yeah, exactly. And so you have all these ones from PlayStation that are now having to fight just to get titles because Xbox controls them. So it is definitely a power move in my mind. One of the coolest things that I think, and the reason I'm going to kind of give you a few bullet points here, and then give you the drawn conclusion that I see from this, okay?
All right, sounds good.
Very quickly, after the announcement, we then got most at least Bethesda games moved to Xbox Game Pass. Okay, and there are reports, not even just reports, but there's already boosts to the game. So, for example, Evil Within, if you download that on Xbox versus Game Pass versus say Steam, you're getting a performance boost, you're getting first-person mode, you're getting a new stealth icon, and a field of view slider. So you're getting all of these things just because of where you downloaded it, and you're getting it for a monthly cost. So instantaneously, these games are getting boosted. Same goes for, say, I forgot it. Nair. Yeah. That one. I've already forgotten it, but that one, it's already getting blasted on Steam because when people are downloading it via Game Pass, it's so much better than Steam that everyone's upset. And I mean, don't get me wrong, this game is notorious on Steam for being buggy and whatever else, but still, like, in my mind, based off of those facts, the game's becoming instantly available, the boosts that they're getting, there's going to be more server space available for Bethesda specifically. They're going to get more money. I think that they've missed a couple times in their last few games, Fallout 76, for example. There's been a few misses. There's been some hits, but there's been a few misses. I think having kind of an overarching guide, someone that can poke them in the right direction, give them the money that they need, and say, hey, this is our exclusive, so you have to be good to it, is better for Bethesda, and this is a better deal for Bethesda than this is for Xbox. As much as I want to say that the exclusivity is great, I don't think they care. I think this is about Bethesda becoming the best that it can be. So Bethesda definitely won this in my mind, at least as far as I'm concerned. But if you really think about it here, Jay, we are looking where'd it go here? Elder Scrolls. That's where we're going. Sorry, it was more lost in my mind than it was actually on my paper. I'm reading things trying to get that word back, but nonetheless, it was in my brain. So Elder Scrolls. We got Elder Scrolls 6.
Yep.
How do you think this affects Elder Scrolls 6? Do you think that it becomes an Xbox exclusive? Do you think that we just get Skyrim Game Pass version? What do you think of the next Elder Scrolls? Where do you think they go after this?
Honestly, as I've played Skyrim, and I because that's the first Elder Scrolls I've ever played.
A lot of people, for a lot of people, that's the case. And you have to think that game came out on like PS.
It came out on PS3.
Like,
it came out on PS3 and Xbox. I believe it was Xbox first.
Wasn't it 360?
I believe it was 360 first. Then they, signed a deal or contract or whatever.
And they've just revamped it 4 times.
Right, and then
whatever it is.
Exactly.
Yeah. Do you think we just continue to get updates? What do you think? Go ahead. Sorry.
Well, I mean, if that's the case, then look at World of Warcraft. They're constantly updating that shit, and I'm tired of seeing it. But I mean, that's Blizzard, you know what I'm saying? So I don't see it as a bad thing. I mean, I see it as healthy competition. I think they should have some features where you can play with console and PC players for that game in particular. I think it should finally go from being the Fallout type one player, you against the world type deal to actually playing with other people, but not like Elder Scrolls Online. But
yeah, I was gonna say, I mean, they have that,
but take the online out of it, though. You know what I mean? Like, if you're gonna make an Elder Scrolls 6, okay, cool, you make Elder Scrolls 6, but make sure that it's not like Elder Scrolls Online or anything like that. Like, we could do without that. If you want to just do the actual game, the missions and stuff like that, I think that that's what they should do going forward now. Because when you have just one player games and everyone's sitting here in the chat having the same idea in mind, but not able to see what's going on or jump into a guild war or try to do this dungeon, but do it safely. You know what I mean? Like, I think having a multiplayer experience would be great. That's cross-platform for this in particular franchise, this in particular game. I think that's where Bethesda should go with that.
I would love to see them go almost D&D / Avengers route here, where so what I'm thinking is like
Dungeons and Dragons has a game like that, though.
Yeah, of course. But
Winter
specifically with Elder Scrolls, if they could incorporate where basically you and your team can join a game together with your looks, your customized character, drop into the story together, have fun, play the game, similar to like Avengers or whatever else, and then just make it completely customizable where you do have your specific roles. Don't make it like super, super aggressive D&D style or RPG style. I guess it is RPG style, but like, don't make it super aggressively D&D or role specific, while at the same time kind of incorporating that a little bit. I would love to be able to play these games with my friends. Cross-platform is widely becoming available. Why not? Why do I have to play this by myself?
And it's starting to seem like that's what's really taking place is the cross-platform. So I feel like we just completely went from one topic to another one.
Really? I mean, kind of, but a little bit. We're still on the topic of Elder Scrolls. I mean, at the end of the day, it's not that bad of a tangent. But yeah, I think that this particular acquisition is one of the stronger ones. This is one of our stronger acquisitions. It's one that actually has me super excited.
And I was about to say, it makes me feel good. I'm very happy for Microsoft on this, and I think they did good. I mean, it's a better deal than buying up most of GameStop. So
right at this point,
I'm very happy with them.
I want to say I read an article about GameStop where they're trying to become more of a tech-based company versus an outlet or a retail store.
Actually, I have a credible source inside that says that they're looking at deconsolidating everything and doing mostly online. So it'll be more like them online. Because you got to remember, as an avid gamer, us at GameStop, gamers at GameStop, we know the company. without having to really do anything, because you only go into GameStop for certain things, and then you stop going to GameStop because now you have, everything you need to download.
I can just buy it online. Yeah, like why do I need to go to the physical store?
Right. Give me just a second.
You know what? Actually,
I'm gonna let you have the floor here.
I'm gonna take over here, and then we'll actually do our wrap up. I think that we've kind of reached our limit. Right. So you go ahead. I'll wrap things up. And we'll go from there. We'll remove him from the screen. All right, guys. So you get me for the last few moments here, I suppose. Ultimately, it's been some crazy times. We're starting to come out with vaccines. We're starting to come out with real world again. We're kind of leaving the video game world, and as happy as I am for that, I really hope y'all continue to stick around with us here. We're having so much fun on the show. It's one of those once a week I get to sit down and just talk about my favorite things with you guys. So I really appreciate it. As mentioned, we are looking at going live. Bear with us on that, though. I'm not going to make any promises. That's on my work schedule. Beyond that, let's see. I'll talk about me a little bit. I have everything rigged up. We're going to start doing some Assassin's Creed together. We're going to do a little bit of all the games that we're going to be talking about over the week. I believe next week we are looking at doing the Avengers, so hang tight and stick around for that one. That's going to be really fun, because also we have Doodles joining us again. Hopefully, he's been out for a few weeks, but definitely hoping to have him back. So those are kind of the big things coming up with the show. If there is anything else that you guys are hoping to be able to watch or talk about, please comment, subscribe, make sure that you let us know, because we want to be able to talk about what you guys want to talk about. We'll bring Jay back onto the scene here. Fantastic, Jay. So tell us about your what's going on with you. I'm gonna actually go ahead and give you the floor. Tell us about what you got going on in your channel, all right? Hey Jay, you're muted.
Sorry about that. Let's talk about it. We'll be back later on this month. I'm working on getting my guest on. It's just scheduling has been a little bit busy. The vlogs will come back in full effect tomorrow. And instead of me doing vlogs on Tuesdays and Thursdays, I'll now be doing vlogs every single day. And most of those vlogs are pretty much just me giving my day-to-day, kind of like Doogie Howser, MD. Shout out to MPH if you're watching. I feel like it would be easier to do it that way. I'm already on camera as it is most of the day. So what's one more 5 to 10 minute video? And also updates on the gaming channel. Everything has kind of been put on a standstill because I do not have the proper equipment. But soon, and I mean very soon, I will have the equipment that is needed, and you guys will definitely get gameplay of me playing Destiny with my friends, me playing Call of Duty with my family, me playing with Nate and Scott on Avengers eventually, when that shall ever happen. Make sure you guys check out the merch store. There's new button matching t-shirts out there as well.
Yes. Thank you for bringing that up. I'm gonna let you have the continue on the spotlight there, but I want to thank you for bringing that up. You can have that. Yes, we'll provide links for you as well. But check out the merch; it's super cool. I haven't been able to get my own yet. You were able to cop some of Patrick's merch, though, were you not?
Yes. And soon my button matching t-shirt will be here. So,
he got a bunch of that. I haven't even gotten mine yet. Like y'all, I mentioned this when we first announced it. It's always been my dream to have like me associated to clothing and have someone like wear my name. And like, this is about to happen, and I'm like so giddy right now. You guys don't even know.
Right.
Like it's so dumb, but that's always been one of my Anywho,
when that shirt comes in, one of these days, you're not even going to know that the shirt is on. You're just going to be like, oh, Jay's wearing a cool shirt. That's my shirt.
So, I love it.
I'm looking forward to it, man.
It's going to be good.
I'm so happy for you too, man. I've always wanted the same thing, and I'm working on something like that myself. But This is your moment to shine. You know what I mean?
Appreciate it.
This is for you. And I just want to say, as being your co-host for the last couple of episodes, or since the beginning of
since the beginning, man, I've kind of brought you and Scott on as our permanents.
I think as the main host, you're doing an incredible job. And I want you to keep up the good work.
We're gonna try. And, I want
to thank you for letting me come on the show.
Of course, dude.
It means a lot.
Yeah. You and Scott were the first two that I thought of, and having you here as someone that's consistent on this show, that you willing to pop in and out whenever you can, even if you can't make it, you try to stop by and say hi. And Jay, we love having you around. We love having you on the show. There's a reason we invite you to everything, man. Like we love having you, and we're glad that we were able to kind of bring you on. I'm hoping that we can get you set up with your own show.
I didn't mean to get emotional.
No. Get emotional.
I'm just happy for you, man, because this is your baby, man. Like
it is.
Getting ready to have a shirt. And
as the lights go out.
Yeah, I think that's my wife telling me
it's time. It's time. It's that we're shooting this a little later than normal. If we're being honest, normally we shoot this in 11 to 2-ish area, and so you'll notice we're a little tired today. We are shooting this fairly late to make this one happen for you guys, but we want to stick around. So I appreciate everybody that stuck around with us. We're hoping for a lot more coming in. We'll go ahead and wrap things up with this. Oh yeah, Jay, go ahead.
Thank you, Patrick.
Patrick, yes, we almost forgot Patrick. We got emotional there, and unfortunately we didn't do it. We got Patrick. So I've lost all my banners. We changed some things around, and I've lost all my banners. So please go.
Yeah, you lost yours too. Huh?
I did, yeah. Follow Gaggle of Geeks, PatrickBeattyReviews.com. Please go check him out. He's absolutely fantastic. He's the reason this all happened. But guys, for real, take care of your mental health, and as always, keep gaming.
Keep